months, I'm not going to even think about advertising. I'm going to slap up this dumb AdSense code or something else. And if I make some money, even if I make 50 bucks, cool, now I have a track record. And then really focus on building what you want to create. And then start saying, okay, now I have this, I wonder if I could do something alternative. So for example, an interesting middle ground is that Google, the AdSense system, has what they call alternative display ads, which is when they have nothing to fill your box, then you can actually say, use this instead. Now, they count that, and you can track those statistics. So that's something where you could actually go to an advertiser and just say, for free, how'd you like to have a big ad on my site as an alt ad? Let's just see what happens. And then they can say, ooh, that was pretty interesting. We got 300 impressions in the last 60 days. Let's go ahead and pay for that. Okay, now you're actually able to sort of transition from letting someone else do all the work to you doing the work. And the reason I don't go into this as deeply as some of the other people do with all the tools and the stats and the tracking is because I don't want to spend my attention there, and I am blessed with an environment where I don't have to. In other words, it's the same environment you have. Is that you can just say, I'm going to go all the way down the rabbit hole. I'm going to install my own ad tracking software. I'm going to build rate cards. I'm going to have this nice PDF people can download. I'm going to make sure I'm in all the advertising directories down on Madison Avenue. You can do that, and there are sites that do that, and some of the really big sites hire ad salespeople. And that's really good for them, and I'm sure they make a ton of money doing that, or they wouldn't be hiring this $85,000 person who doesn't realize he could make more if he was doing solo. But you don't have to go there. You can say, I'm never going to go that far down that road. I'm going to go as far as just simply saying, I'm going to allocate this box on my site to a banner ad, and then we'll just see what happens. What I will say is that the one thing I would encourage you not to do is to never, ever on your site, I'm interested to hear your opinions, is never have like an ad that says, space available, click to buy, or something like that. How many of you have gone to a site where it's like, you could be advertising here? It's like, oh man. Just, if you don't have an ad there, make it empty. If you don't have an ad there, put up a pretty picture. Don't tell me that you want to sell an ad and you can't, because that tells me you're a failure. But other than that, I will say that decide how far down this road you want to go, and don't go further. Focus on really making sure you don't get lost in the desire to monetize things. And this is to me, a real challenge, because a lot of people, especially with some of the panels here, and this is a risk that we took when we organized it this way, is that there are some people that have spoken here that this is all about making money. And more power to them, that's great. You might not want to go that way. You might not want to find out that actually, you have become Darth Vader and he is no longer your son because you've been succumbed by the dark side. No offense to the people that are on the dark side.